Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me back. I have just played this game and had a bit of a weird experience with it, so I would like to just try it again, being as fair as I can to the game and its current progress. This game is called and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Penitent Dead. That's how I believe the game is pronounced. Let's get right into this. It's missing loads of instructions on here, so when we get into the game I'll put an instruction list up in front of you. But let's get right into the game. 3 days ago, the Privy Council received a sighting of a ziggurat on the island of Arbeth. All contact with the island has since been lost. There are whispers that the Endless have broken the armistice and our kingdom will again be engulfed in war. A landless knight of the Black Order, you've been called upon to investigate. You are no stranger to espionage and black ops, but caution must be exercised. For a few have faced the inhuman horde of the Elysian army, and fewer still have lived. So I want to just firstly compliment this developer on the art style. I think it looks awesome. I feel like I'm back in the 1990s playing Doom, Heretic, those sort of games, and I love it. I really do. So this is the first thing we're introduced to, is this gentleman here, who's looking a little bit less than healthy. Is someone there? Wait, that garb? You're with the KBO. And I thought it was abandoned, but it makes no difference. You'll die like the rest of us. A word of advice, down your own poison before they find you. You'll see that I'm right. The building style's a really old medieval style building with some nice old style texturing. It's one box with a sloped roof, but with this style of texturing it kind of looks like more. I feel like you need to resize the textures a little bit to make them fit the building, because you've got one dragon underneath here that shouldn't be there. That's easy to fix, but the brickwork here looks awesome. It's not quite centralized, but it wouldn't be perfect back then in medieval buildings. So, props to you for the art style and the texturing here, and the way that this feels like an old game. We have a sprint. Let me just pop up on screen right now a controls for you so you can use that. And now let's carry on with the game. So let's see here. We've got another dead dude here. This one is looking a little worse for wear. He's been completely stripped of skin. The skin has been completely severed from this corpse, and the bones show signs of disfigurement. We have this purple viscous gate. Oozes with viscous substance. You'll have to cut through with something. Okay, keep that in mind. We'll need to cut that. I want to know what this noise is. You can hear it to my right. Developer, it's driving me crazy. Did the first time I played it. What's down there? You can't see. Okay, we've got a gate here. It won't budge. You'll need to find the key. Okay. So we know from the directions we can see that we can take, you can't skip the level, you can't jump over things you're not supposed to, you're locked into certain areas, although it is kind of free roam. So we're going to pick up this key. It's the only other place you can go. The key, rusted with age, probably dropped in haste. For what good are locked doors now? And he has been kind enough to put a little shortcut over here. The item in which you need automatically gets used when you use it on something it can go through. Same gate. Going to need cutting, and this is a glyph barrier which we can't get through just yet. Now here we go. See our sword in the distance? The executioner's sword, specifically used for beheading people in the medieval times. This one is an old one though, and it says here better for chopping things, so that tells us something, doesn't it? It's E to get out your sword, E to put it away. Now we're going to go and get the first one from the back here, first of all, because we're not going to need to come back in this direction. The Grimoire of Necromancy, a collection of spells for communing with the dead. Many pages have been sprawled hastily, with additions and amendments. This way gives us a new item which allows us to get through those gates, the glyph barriers in front of us. There's nothing over here apart from another corpse. This one is looking more zombified, but he's not going to get up and attack us. There doesn't seem to be any combat in this game, which was a little shameful, really. Grimoire of Ward Ciphers, a tome for dispelling magic. It will allow you to pass through glyph barriers and may even confuse the Elysian insects, for it is said that their carapaces are lined with ciphers. Basically, they won't attack you. The exit is through that gate there, but we're going to go up here first. We're going to skip these insects entirely because they don't attack, and we're going to go down here. Pick up the spyglass. I'm not sure if this has any genuine use because there is something over there, and there is also something over there but you can't see. It's totally dark. Okay, we will go in this building here, although it doesn't contain anything you need apart from a different dead corpse. This man was an alchemist. Somehow, you know, when the hordes fell upon the town, he sought to protect himself with ciphers. He was trying to get to the vassal. He knew that an Elysian ruler who controlled the insect hordes have a single vulnerability, that if their vassal should perish, they will once be bound by mortal law. This is what confuses me, and I'll show you why in a second. These guys are okay. They're not bothered by us. I believe that there would normally be a bridge here, going across to the ziggurat. But what we're going to do, we're going to go back down to where we started. Not fully all the way to where we started, but down to where this glyph barrier is in front of us, just over there. Also, that is not centered. The scope is to the right a little, so it's not fully on with your crosshair. Not that that's a big problem. Here we have two more insects. We have this dude. This vassal suffers in agony, for it bears the burden of the Everling Master's mortality. And he is alive still, barely. Now, developer, if you watch this, James I think it is, sorry James if I got that wrong, but I want to just confirm something, because up at the top here at the ziggurat, we do have, no, there's no other ways to go, this is the final way to go. We can skip past these insects. When we get to the top, we get to meet the vassal, or vassal, however you want to pronounce that, who sat in this cool chamber. The Everling Ancient seems oblivious to you, its head twitching as it commands its insect hordes. And what we're going to do, nope, not scope, we're going to get a sword and we'll hit him. It says your blade slices through the flesh, but before you have regained your posture, the wound has disappeared. For while this Everling Ancient has a vassal, no blade can harm it. I thought that he was the vassal. So what I ended up doing was going back down here, and that other one we saw, that other zombie dude that was in pain, you know, chambered up. I think what it meant was that he was the vassal, and while the vassal was still alive, the guy up in the ziggurat was immortal. I believe that's what it meant. So we're going to go back down here, chop this dickhead's head off. The vassal is no more. Its head flickers around, seemingly oblivious to your presence. It seems the grimoire of ciphers. It seems the grimoire of ciphers you found is working for now. Great, let's get away from them in that case. So now we're going to go back up to the ziggurat. And now we can chop its head off. So was the other guy that we chopped the head off before, was he making this guy immune? And if he was, why wasn't the other guy protected? Why was there no combat? We just was able to walk past these insects, but the other guy who made the ciphers wasn't able to walk past them. The alchemist, who made the cipher barriers, or the glyph barriers, wasn't able to protect himself. But we were able to just walk past then, no problem whatsoever, and kill him without any trouble whatsoever. And he was the guy controlling all the insects as well, so surely he would have been able to say, oh, you know what, there's someone just walked past the barrier, kill him. There was nothing. And then when we go past these guys now, they don't care. But the way that I believe you're supposed to go, I believe is down there. There's a whole other building over there that you can't see because it's dark. And as I pointed out, there was a glyph barrier in the sky, just over there. So is this going to be like an expansion, I wonder? Because it is a dead end. You go down there and you get to this rock here. It's a total dead end. So and that's it. You know, we can go through the end gate here. This door leads out of the forest. You can hear the clutters of strange creatures ahead. This will end the game. Make sure you're all done. Make sure you've done all you wish. With the horde distracted by the loss of an Everling, you're able to escape the forest. But below, you see the scale of devastation. The sky is black with the buzzing of insects. The town is besieged. The Privy Council must hear of this. Thanks for playing. Penitent Dead was made by lovely Hellplace. Music by Daniel Starley. And that's it. Game end. So what I've done is I've sent a message to James, the creator of the game, just to try and see if I missed something. Maybe the game was bigger than I thought it was, but it doesn't appear that way. As far as I can see, that's everything. So, James, I love the game. I really do love the game. I think it would be cool if there was some combat, and those textures need to be fixed a little bit on the buildings, but really that wasn't something that was game breaking. It didn't bother me in the slightest. But I just really, I thought to myself, was I missing something here? Was there something more to do? That place that I found in the background, what was that? So, you know, if you do watch this, let me know what you thought about this, and let me know if there's something that I missed, because I would love to know if there's going to be a new expansion, if there's going to be something added to this. But I genuinely enjoyed the game. It was only a short game, but, you know, great. Really liked it. If you want to support this developer, this page I'm on now, the description will be in the below. When you buy the game, the guy is looking for $2 as the minimum payment. You can pay whatever you like, and I think that's a fair price for a tiny little game like this. And the company that made the games, their link will be down below in the description as well. Other than that, thank you everyone for watching, and tune in to the next time where we're going to play their other game, The Night is Darkening. Cheers everyone, and goodbye.